Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Maths with Eve YouTube channel. I'm thrilled to share with you that we have just hit 10,000 subscribers on our channel. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your continued support. Your passion for learning maths and science is what drives me to create content like this. Today I will be solving section A of the Maths paper 2 from the June 2025 exam. Before we dive in, I want to remind you all about my WhatsApp classes. Every day I teach Maths foundation topics from 6 to 7 p.m., combined science from 7 to 8 p.m., and then advanced topics for Maths from 8 to 9 p.m. If you are struggling with any maths concept or want to revise, join me for these interactive sessions. It is just $10 per month per subject. So let's get started with the solution now. We are going to cover section A today. It carries 52 marks and it is compulsory. You don't select in section A, you answer the questions. So the first question, it was on approximation and estimation. It was reading estimate 1.98 plus 8.75 times 6.05 over 6.89 by first rounding off the numbers to the nearest whole numbers. So first of all, we need to round all the terms to the nearest whole numbers. 1.98 is going to be 2, 8.75 is 9, 6.05 is 6, and then 6.89 is 7. So we are now going to write this expression using the rounded figures. 2 plus 9 times 6 over 7, and then we apply the BODMAS on our numerator. 9 times 6, 54, plus 2, we get 56. 56 divided by 7, we get 8 as our answer. So that is how you get the 3 marks on number 1A. We can proceed on 1B. On 1B, it is reading the side of cube is 8.7 centimeter. Given correct to the nearest millimeter. Find the least possible volume of the cube correct to 2 decimal places. So we first need to find the least possible side. It is going to be 8.65, because if we say 8.65 to the nearest millimeter, we get 8.7, and then the least possible volume, it is going to be side to the power of 3. So 8.65 to the power of 3, we get 647.214625, and we need to round this answer correct to 2 decimal place for us to get 647.21 cubic centimeters. And then part C, 2.5 divided by 3 3/4 plus 1 1/5. The first step is that we need to convert the mixed fractions into improper fractions. 2.5, we say 2 times 2 plus 1, get 5 over 2, divided by 4 times 3, 12, 12 plus 3, 15 over 4, plus 1 times 5, 5 plus 1, 6 over 5. And then we apply the BODMAS. We are going to first divide before we do the addition. 5 over 2 divided by 15 over 4. We change the division sign into multiplication sign, and then we invert, so that 15 over 4 is going to be 4 over 15. And then 5 over 2 times 4 over 15, we get 2 thirds plus 6 over 5. We look for the lowest common multiple of the denominators. It is 15. 3 into 15, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 into 15, 3. 3 times 6, 18. 10 plus 18, it is 28 over 15. And then 15 into 28, we get 1, remainder 13 over 15. So our answer is going to be 1 and 13 over 15. So that was all about number 1, that was in June 2025. We can now proceed to number 2. Number 2 was a question on sets. It is reading, in a group of 160 Form 1 learners at a sports academy, all learners play at least one of the ball games, that is the volleyball, netball, or tennis. 40 learners play netball only, 25 play tennis only, 28 play volleyball only, 50 play netball and tennis, 35 play netball and volleyball, 30 play tennis and volleyball, and then X play all the 3 games. So the diagram above, an incomplete Venn diagram of the information. Copy and complete the Venn diagram by inserting the number of learners in each part of the sets in terms of X. So here we just need to complete the part which is having netball and tennis only, and also tennis and volleyball only. So we are given that those who play netball and tennis, they are 50, but they didn't specify only. So we are going to say 50 minus X. We are subtracting those who play all the games, so that we are going to remain with those who play netball and tennis only. We move on to the tennis and volleyball. We are going to say 30 minus X, because we are subtracting those who do all the games. So if you complete 50 minus X and also 30 minus X, you get the 3 marks. And then the next part, we were required to find the value of X. So we are going to say everything sums to 160. All the terms that are in the circles, in the sets, they are supposed to sum to 160. So 160 is 40 plus 25 plus 28 plus 50 minus X plus 35 minus X plus 30 minus X plus X. We add the like terms. On the numbers, we get a total of 208. And then on the X, if we say minus X minus X minus X, it is 3X. Minus 3X plus X, we get minus 2X. And then we shift minus 2X to the other side, it is going to be positive. And then we shift 160 to the other side, it is going to be subtracted. So 208 minus 160, we get 48. And then we say 48 divided by 2, we get 24, which implies that the value of X is equal to 24. And then part B, it was again a question on sets. It is saying the universal set has subsets and B such that the universal set is having the elements from 1 to 9. We are not going to include 10 because it is strictly less than 10. So we are going to list down all the elements of the universal set from 1 to 9. And then the set A is a set of numbers. The odd numbers, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Make sure that you list all the odd numbers for you to get all the marks. And then on part 2, we are required to find the number of A prime intersection B. So let us list the elements of A prime. The elements that are not in set A, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, right? And then the set B, it is having the factors of 10, which are 1, 2, and 5. 10 is not considered because it is not part of the universal set. So when we are now writing A prime intersection B, we only have 2 that is appearing in A prime and set B. So A prime intersection B is 2. The number of A prime intersection B, we are just going to write that it is 1 because we are having just one element that is appearing in both sets. So that was all about number 2. That was in June 2025. We can now proceed to number 3, which was a question on mensuration. We are given that a rectangular vegetable garden has a length of 50.7 meters and a width of 30.5 meters. Inside the garden, there is a circular reservoir of radius 1.4 meters. The remaining space is for growing vegetable. In this question, we are supposed to take pi to be 22/7, and then we calculate the area that is covered by the reservoir. Area of a circle is pi r squared. So we are going to say 22/7 times 1.4 times 1.4 for us to get 6.16 square meters. So the correct answer is going to be 6.16 square meters. Make sure that you provide the working, the formula, and also the correct units. And then on part 2, it costs 38,507 to spray the space for growing vegetable. Find the cost per square meter of spraying the space for growing vegetables. So give the answer to the nearest dollar. So first we need to find the area of growing vegetable. It is going to be length times width minus pi r squared. So length times width, it is 50.7 times 30.5. We get 1,514.19 square meters after we deduct the area of circle from the area of the rectangle. And then the 1,540.19 square meters is the one that is costing 38,507. What about 1 square meter? We need to apply proportion. We say it is going to be less. So 1 of 1,540.19 times 38,507. We get our answer is $25 to the nearest dollar, because we are supposed to give the cost per square meter to the nearest dollar. So that was all about number 3A. The question on mensuration is still continuing. We need to move on to part B. The diagram shows a sector AOB of a circle, center O and radius r centimeters. The arc AB stands an angle of 60 degrees at the center of the circle. In this question, take pi to be 22/7. The length of arc AB is equal to 11 centimeters. Calculate the radius of the circle. So we are given that 11 is the length of arc. So we say 11 is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. And we need to make radius the subject of formula. On theta, we substitute 60. We say 60 over 360 times 2 times 22/7 times r. So if we reduce 60 over 360, we get 1/6. And then 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 6, we get 3. 3 times 7, 21. We multiply 11 by 21, and then we divide by 22, so that we obtain our radius is 10.5 centimeters. And then on B part 2, hence or otherwise, calculate the area of the sector. It is going to be theta over 360 times pi r squared. So 60 over 360 times 22/7 times 10.5 squared. We get our area is 57.75 square centimeters. So that was all about number 3, the question on mensuration. We can proceed to number 4. Number 4 was a question on variation. 4A, it was a question on partial variation. And then 4B, it was a question on direct variation. So the cost C for the birthday part at a lodge is partly constant and partly varies with the number N of people attending. If there are 5 people attending, the cost is $700, and it costs $1,340 for 13 people attending. Express the cost C in terms of N and constants H and K. So we are going to write that C is equal to H plus Kn, and then we want to find the value of H and the value of K. We are going to create simultaneous equations using the provided information. So we are given that it costs $1,340 for 13 people attending. So on C, we are going to substitute 1340, and then on N, we substitute 13. That is going to be our first equation. And then our second equation, it costs $700 to feed 5 people, right? So we are going to say 700 is equal to H plus 5K. We can now apply the elimination method in order to solve that simultaneous equation. We need a negative sign in order to eliminate H. So 1340 minus 700, we get 640. H minus H, we get 0. 13 minus 5, we get 8. So after that, we divide both sides by 8 so that our K is going to be 80. 700 is equal to H plus 5K. We substitute 80 on K, and then we say 5 times 80, 400. We shift it to the other side. It is going to be subtracted so that we get our H is 300. So if you get 80 is K and also H is 300, you get your 4 marks. And then part 3, calculate the cost if 25 people attend. So the cost if 25 people attend, we are now having our formula. C is equal to H plus KN. On our H, we put 300, and then on our K, we will substitute 80, and then on N, we are going to substitute 25. So our cost is going to be 300 plus 80 times 25, so that we get our answer is $2,300. And then we need to proceed to part B. In part B, it is reading P varies directly is Q, and P is equal to 12 when Q is equal to 5. We are required to calculate the value of Q when P is equal to 42. So we are going to say P varies as Q. We write it mathematically, and then we replace the varies sign by introducing an equal, so that it is now P is equal to KQ. We divide both sides by Q in order to make K the subject of formula. So our K is 12 over 5. When we are now writing the formula that connect P and Q, it is going to be P is equal to 12/5Q. You get the 3 marks by doing that. And then on part 2, calculate the value of Q when P is equal to 42. So we are having our equation P is equal to 12 over 5Q. We want to find the value of Q, so we need to make Q the subject of formula. First of all, we multiply both sides by 5, so that we now have 5P is equal to 12Q. We divide both sides by 12, so that our Q is equal to 5P divided by 12. And then we substitute 42 on P. 5 times 42 divided by 12, we get our Q is 17.5. So that was all about the variation that was in June 2025. We can now see to the final question in section A. Answer the whole of this question on a sheet of plain paper. Use ruler and compasses only for all constructions, and show clearly all the construction lines and arcs. All construction should be done on a single diagram. Number 5A, construct triangle ABC such that AB is 10 centimeters, ABC is 45 degrees, and BAC is equal to 60 degrees. So here, first of all, we need to open our canvas to be 10 centimeters wide. From one point, we construct an arc, and then from another point, we construct another arc. We join the two arcs. That line is going to be line AB, and we label it 10 centimeters. After that, we are given that BAC is 60 degrees. So we need to construct our 60 degrees you know how to construct 60 degrees. From A, you construct an arc, and then there's a point where that arc meets with the horizontal line AB. From that point, you construct another arc, and then you join A and the intersection of the two arcs. That is how we are going to have our 60 degrees. And then the next one, we are required to construct the angle ABC, which is 45 degrees. So here, you first need to construct 90 degrees. You are required to construct 90 degrees, and then after that, the 45 degrees is the angle bisector of 90 degrees. So for you to get all the marks, first construct 90 and then bisect that 90 in order to get 45. So that's how we are going to come up with the triangle ABC. The C is the point where the two lines are going to meet, right? And then on B part 1, construct the locus of points that are 4.5 centimeters from B. So we are required to construct a circle with radius 4.5 centimeters, and the center is supposed to be B. So we open our canvas to be 4.5 centimeters, and then from point B, we construct a circle with a radius of 4.5 centimeters. You get 1 mark doing that. And then on B part 2, construct the locus of points that are 1.5 centimeters from AB. So here we are going to construct the parallel line that is above AB. We open our canvas to be 1.5 centimeters wide, and then we draw some arcs. After drawing the arcs, we draw a tangent of the arcs. By doing that, we have constructed a parallel line that is above AB and also 1.5 centimeters. So make sure that you label that from AB to that parallel line, we are having 1.5 centimeters. And then part C, point P lies inside the triangle and is such that BP is less than or equal to 4.5, right? So it means that it is inside the circle because our circle is 4.5 centimeters, like it is having a radius of 4.5 centimeters. So that point P, it is supposed to be within the circle and also the triangle. And also P is greater than or equal to 1.5 centimeters. So it means that the region that we are going to shade is above 1.5 centimeters. At the same time, it is within the circle and also it is with the triangle. So the region that is describing that portion is the one that I have shaded. And then finally, measure and write down the length of AC. So you need to take the correct measurement. It is going to be 7.2 centimeters. So that was all about the locus and construction. That was in June 2025. We are done for our today's session of revising section A. Thank you so much for following me on this channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my videos. I will upload the part of section B in few days to come.